Hi, I'm Jenny Boom Boom. It's Vlad TV, and of course, I'm here with Jeezy.
What's happening? What's happening?
No more young Jeezy?
Nah, man. You know, we're grown now. You feel me?
Wait,
We've been grown, but you know.
Yeah, like why did you drop the young?
I mean, you know, I felt like, you know, when I came out, you know, that was a state of mind. You know what I mean? I was young, you know, getting money, you know, running the streets, and it's just like, you know, drop that young off so they can really just, you know, just respect where I'm going with it. You know what I mean? It's almost like when Puffy changed to P Diddy, and you know, he went from Puff Daddy to P Diddy. It was just a.
I still call him Puff.
Yeah, but you know, the other people who just getting to know him, they call him P Diddy.
I mean, so your tour, how's it been going? It's sold out. You're sold out tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's been sold out every night. I mean, but this is what I do though. Like I like, you know what I'm saying? I like the big tours. You know, 20,000, 30,000 a night, 20, 30, and 30,000 seaters. But you know, this is obviously what I like to do. Like it feels more like a club vibe. It's intimate. Like it's real. You feel what I'm saying? Like you get a chance to talk to all the fans and all the people who's really been riding with you since day one. So it feels like a celebration more than a rap concert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What made you decide to play these smaller venues?
I mean, it's intimate. It feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel it in the air. You know, the city's excited when you hear here, and you got all the streets in one place. And you can see it, and you can feel it.
Because you could easily sell out a large venue.
Of course. I just
problem.
got done. Me and Wiz Khalifa doing 25,000 a night. I did that, you know what I mean? But I want to do this. You know what I mean? I want to come here and touch the streets, you know?
So I saw you last night on Seth Meyers. You were performing with T.I.
Yeah.
Y'all performed G shit.
Yeah.
So how was that? What was the experience like?
I mean, you know, after a couple shots of Avion,
yeah.
I mean, you know, we just went out there and had a good time. You know, Tip, like, you know, my brother, you know what I mean? So when we do stuff, it's really just fun, you know what I mean? It's
I was going to ask you that because you guys, you know, obviously, you know, create together and all of that, but
no question.
Why is it that you decide to work with T.I.? Like, what makes you want to?
Well, until it's been 7 years, so I can tell the story. When I was first doing music, and it's real shit. When I was first doing music, getting into the music game, you know, Tip was already established. He was probably 3-4 albums in. And, you know, I was a young kid coming up, driving Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and, you know, walking around with millions of dollars worth of jewelry on. And, no, it's real shit.
I know.
And
that's why I'm like.
And I was recording in Patchworks. And, you know, I was doing a lot of things in Patchworks, you know what I mean, while I was recording. And, Tip came in one day and, you know, we was in there, you know, recording, doing our thing, but I had a lot of other things going on too. And I think he kind of peeped what was going on, and he kind of pulled me to the side and he was like, yo, Jeezy, you know you can't do both. And I was like, you bullshitting, like you doing both, right? Because I still thought they was in the streets, you see what I'm saying? Right. I didn't know, I'm just going by, you know, the perception. And he was like, you can't do both things, so you gotta pick one. So I ended up picking music, you know what I mean, like full time. And
was that hard for you though? Because when you first start music, it's like you don't necessarily make a lot of money or have the things that you would.
I did, but you know, I can't speak for everybody else. Yeah. But I just felt like, you know, that was the advice of somebody who was being sincere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could have easily just, you know, kept doing what I was doing and been in a different, you know, position. But when we had that talk, I always looked at him different. You know what I'm saying? Because he was already in the rap game, and it was something I was trying to get in. And where I was coming from, you know, most niggas was haters when it came to that. Like, niggas would probably rather see you in jail anyway.
Right.
But he made it clear, like, you know, you can't do both. Because when I came in the game, I thought that's what everybody was doing, was both. And, you know, me not really having a lot of relationships with these cats, you know, they put on a good show, so you would think that they was doing what they was doing too. Right. But that wasn't the case, and it just like, you know, that kind of stuck with me. And, you know, when I saw a lot of things happen, you know, and it felt like I could have been a part of that and probably not here as well, you know, I always just think about that conversation we had. Matter of fact, he pulled me in the bathroom away from everybody, like, yo, let me talk to you for a minute. And we went in a little side bathroom in Patchwork and had like, you know, like a 30-40 minute conversation. I was just like, man, wow, okay, that's what's up. And, you know, we just always been cool since then.
So how do you leave it?
Leave what?
That being in the streets.
Oh no, we gotta leave that subject alone.
Okay. I'm just curious, like, how do you figure that out?
I mean, you know, because I really wanted to do music. I felt like the streets weren't being represented right. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't really talking the shit that they was supposed to be talking, and it wasn't authentic. It wasn't real. Like, it was just And niggas was doing the shit to get the money.
Right.
And to me, it wasn't even about the money. Like, bulk of my first shows, I didn't even want money. I was just like, you know, buy me and my niggas some bottles, because that's what we're gonna do anyway, and I'm gonna come turn up. But it was just like, I just feel like the struggle, the grind, you know what I'm saying, the culture, it just wasn't being represented for real, for real. It was more so like some fugazi shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like rap in real life.
Right.
It's like you got these people that can get in the studio and make these good songs, but then when you see them, they ain't like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people that have really done the things that you've talked about complain a lot that people lie.
I mean, you can't really. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like, you can't really sit there, you know, because today's is based on whatever. You know what I'm saying? Net is king. Nigga can say any fucking thing and be in fucking Afghanistan. You know what I mean? So it don't really matter. But you know, I came up in a different era, so we had a different set of morals. Because really and truly, like, if you lived that shit, you talked about that shit, you was gonna encounter it. Like, so if you out and you moving around, like when I was out doing shows, like my career first started off, I can't tell you the number of shootouts and people got shot and shit that I was involved in, and it was like everyday life. You know what I mean? It was like,
it didn't faze you.
It didn't faze you. It was like, shit, niggas just got shot up the street, what it matter? But now it's just different. So when things happen and the internet get a hold to it, they just look at it different because they don't see us like that. Take the Ray Rice shit that's going on in the media right now. That shit happened around me every day growing up, and it was normal. You take the Adrian Peterson shit. My mama beat the hell out of me, you know what I'm saying? With her fist, but it's just like, you know, when the internet get a hold to it, it's a different thing. So it's just like people believe what they see. So you got a lot of these cats that talk about shit that ain't really got to do it no more because they can put it on the internet and people believe it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? So